You know, we all love a little sweetness in our day. But have you ever stopped to think about what happens after that first taste? Well, today, we're going to follow the hidden journey of sugar through our bodies and uncover the really surprising, systemic toll of this everyday ingredient.
I mean, for most of us, this is sugar, right? It's just a simple pleasure. A spoonful in your morning coffee, a dessert to celebrate something, or just a quick little treat to lift your spirits. It feels harmless, maybe even like a welcome part of our daily lives.
But here's the thing. What happens after that sweet moment is gone? See, once sugar gets into our system, it kicks off this incredibly complex and, well, often damaging journey. And that's the hidden story we're going to unpack right now.
So how do we even begin to track this journey? The best way, I think, is to kind of reframe how we think about sugar. Let's stop seeing it as just a treat and start seeing it as what our source material calls a quiet intruder.
And honestly, this metaphor is just perfect. It's not some loud, sudden attack. No, it's this silent, gradual process. This intruder, it just moves quietly through our most vital systems, and the damage builds up so slowly that by the time you actually see its footprint, it's often become a serious problem.
So, where does this intruder make its first stop? It goes right for the body's critical filtration systems, the liver and the kidneys. Think of them as our first line of defense, and believe me, they are about to come under siege.
First up, the liver. This organ is an absolute powerhouse. It's like the main processing plant for literally everything you consume. Its whole job is to sort, to process, and to detoxify. It's absolutely essential for turning our food into the energy we need to just function. But even a powerhouse like the liver has its limits. So as you can see here, when we just flood our system with way too much sugar, the liver simply can't keep up. So what does it do? It kicks into this emergency backup plan. It starts converting all that extra sugar into fat. That fat then builds up right there, inside the liver, which causes inflammation that gets in the way of its most important job, cleaning your blood. And next up are our other crucial filters, the kidneys. Now, if the liver is like that big, heavy-duty processing plant, think of the kidneys as this super delicate, high-tech purification system. They are constantly filtering out waste to keep our entire body in perfect balance.
And yep, just like the liver, the kidneys get put under some serious strain. They're forced to work overtime, constantly filtering blood that's heavy with sugar. This relentless pressure just wears down their delicate filtering parts, causing them to start leaking essential proteins they're supposed to keep. It's this slow, steady damage that can eventually lead to chronic kidney disease.
Okay, so from the body's filters, where does our quiet intruder go next? It moves onto the critical pathways. And here we're talking about the entire circulatory system, your heart and your blood vessels, and the command center itself, the brain.
I mean, just look at this comparison. It really says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got healthy, flexible vessels. Blood is just flowing easily. But on the right, that's the impact of too much sugar. The vessels get stiff, inflamed, the passages narrow. This forces your heart to work so much harder, which leads directly to high blood pressure and, you guessed it, a much higher risk of heart attack and stroke.
And now for the command center. Look, your brain needs a really stable energy supply to work right, and a sudden flood of sugar completely throws that balance out of whack. And the consequences are pretty significant. It can weaken your memory, make it way harder to focus, and it can even mess with how you regulate your moods, which increases the risk for conditions like depression. So this isn't just about physical health. We're talking about your cognitive and emotional well-being too.
You know, the crazy thing is, the footprint of this quiet intruder isn't just internal. Its effects can actually be seen on the outside, and it also weakens the very systems that are designed to protect us.
Ever wonder about the link between what you eat and how your skin ages? Well, here it is. Sugar molecules actually attach themselves to proteins in your skin, things like collagen and elastin. And what that does is it basically makes those proteins all stiff and rigid, which translates directly to your skin losing elasticity, wrinkles getting deeper, and just an overall older appearance. It even slows down how fast your skin can heal itself.
And at the exact same time, sugar is actively working against our internal defenses. It messes with the function of our white blood cells, the soldiers of our immune system. Their response time gets slower, which makes it harder for your body to fight off infections. That means even a simple cut can take a lot longer to heal. Okay, so let's just pull back for a second and look at the full footprint of this intruder. And wow, it is everywhere. We're seeing increased pressure in the eyes, fatty buildup in the liver, damaged filters in the kidneys, inflammation in the heart and blood vessels, cognitive decline in the brain, premature aging of the skin, and a weakened immune response. As you can see, this is a truly systemic problem.
Now I know, after seeing all of that, it might feel a little overwhelming. But the story doesn't end with damage. The focus now shifts from the problem to the solution, which, believe it or not, is simpler than you might think. It is all about finding balance.
And this, right here, is the key takeaway. Your body is not asking you to wage some all-out war on sugar and get rid of it forever. No, it's asking for moderation. It thrives when we just become more mindful of how much and how often we're bringing it in.
I really love this quote from our source because it makes the benefit so real, so tangible. It's not about some massive, painful overhaul of your life. Not at all. It's about small, simple changes. Every little bit you reduce gives immediate relief to every single system we just talked about.
And that's really what it all boils down to. Our bodies are incredibly responsive. They are constantly listening to the choices we make. So, the only question left is, what story do you want your choices to tell?